Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Music Mash Tun presented by Round Guys Brewing Company. I'm your host, Bill McGeeney, and today I actually have a special show with our sound engineer, producer, Mamata Tharima is going to be here as a co-host, and she's going to be with a guest over here, Flute Raman.
Thank you very much, Phil. I'm very glad to have Flute Raman on our show today. Raman is a musician, a composer, an educator, and above all, one of the leading flutists in the Carnatic style of music. Let's welcome Flute Raman.
Raman, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here. Pleasure to be with both of you.
Pleasure is ours too.
Yeah, it's really hard. That was an incredible set. I mean, that was, I don't think live I've ever heard anything quite like that. And I'm going to obviously represent different characteristic over here because I'm not used to this type of sound, this Carnatic sound. Could you tell me a little bit about that sound? What is that?
The instrument I played is a bamboo flute. It's called an Indian bamboo flute. It's nothing basuri. It's nothing fancy. It's just a piece of bamboo with holes, and it has a natural note on one side. And in India, there are two forms of music coming, one from the south of India and one from the north of India. The South Indian music is called Carnatic music, and that's what I learned, and I'm proficient in that. I've been playing for years now. And the other form of music, which is from the northern part, is called Hindustani music. In Hindustani music, they play the bansuri, which is a long flute, which is an octave low, like a cello and a violin. Mm-hmm. The bansuri is like an octave low, and the flute is an octave high. But now, for me, I think music is one. I don't see anything too different. We have melodies we call as ragas. So I played few of my South Indian raga and few North Indian raga.
Is there like a similar elements that Hindustani or North India and South India or Carnatic music share? Like some elements like raga, tala, swara, something like this?
Yes. The core elements for the music is all the same. It is like, the names are different for water, but the essence, the actual content of water is the same. Like that, the raga is the same both in North Indian music, in South Indian. In fact, even Western music also, the core elements are the same. The notes, we call it as swara. Music, it is nothing but the scales.
It's like a river. It flows everywhere.
Exactly. Like the scale, we call it as a raga. And melody, we call it as a raga. So it's the tala is the time signature, which is in Western music. We call it tala in both in North Indian music and South Indian.
Yeah, I grew up learning Eastern music, so I know the terms. Yeah. So Ramanji, how did you start music here in the United States?
See, I moved back in 2000. I think 97. I was touring Germany. And that time I had a friend in Boston who invited me to come and play for a CD recording. I was very fortunate that I played with Grammy winner Glenn Vallis, who is a very good friend of mine now. So that's how I came in 97, and then I went back. So I was already proficient in playing Carnatic music. I was performing then. I was a performer all in Bangalore. I was also working for the All India Radio.
Oh.
And so that's why I'm very used for this recording setups and everything. And I used to play for movies, and I used to do sessions. All that I used to do back home in India. And then when I come here, it was quite a bit of a struggle because I'm totally new to this place and nobody knows me. I was quite famous and popular, and I have a fan following back home, and now here Nobody knows me, and then I started everything from scratch. If I look back, it's like a long
Tell us
story.
a bit about it. I know it's really hard to introduce Eastern music in Western culture, and then when you are all by yourself, because music is never a solo project. You need people, you need support, you need motivation, inspiration. So when you came here, you faced all these obstacles, challenges, struggles. Tell us a bit about it. How you overcame it.
In fact, the very first year I was very depressed because I was used to work 18 hours a day. I was playing, performing here or doing a recording, doing a session there, go to All India Radio. Like that, I was like constantly performing. And then suddenly I come here and it's like very quiet and nothing is happening in my musical career.
Yeah.
So I really got very depressed. So I went back and did few CD recordings to just regain my,
Was there a lack of this kind of sound here in the States, or
No,
was it?
there is a lot of organizations, Indian organizations, where they do
Yeah.
Carnatic music. But the challenge which I really faced was, see, I'm treated like a local here. And always people wanted to have somebody coming from India. So an
Right.
artist touring from India is what they want to have.
Right.
And I'm already an artist from India, but living here, they treat me as a local.
Right.
And then,
Yeah.
if oh, he's a local musician, they,
Right.
they, they have this, I'm sure they have this in.
I face
in-
that too. I know. I feel you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So always it was a fight like, oh, local musician. First of all, you're not paid very well. You don't get recognition.
Right.
All that was
Yeah.
there. But the music is what kept me going, and I just enjoy what I do. But what the important lesson I learned in my journey is every adversity has a seed of a greater benefit. That's what one of the
Yeah.
great
So true.
Napoleon Hill said. That
Yeah.
stuck to my mind. So the more I struggled in my music, the better I got.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I figured out to make money through music because one thing I was very strong. I made my mind that I'm not going to do anything else other than music because I strongly felt in my heart that I'm made to do music. I knew that I was good in playing flute and I felt like I'm made for this. So, one thing I even told my wife actually told me, maybe you should go for work and all that. Like, like everybody else, you work, do a master's and go for work and all that. But I said, I would skip a meal, but I would not do anything else
Wow.
other than
Yeah,
music.
yeah, yeah.
So you stuck with it.
Right.
Yeah, I stuck with it. So what happened during the course, I said, I'm going to figure out how to make money through this. I'm going to figure out I want to make, because I knew if you do something which you really love, then it is not a pressure, then it is not like work.
Yeah.
I'm just playing flute and I get paid. What else can you? Yeah, because I love it. I would do it even if I'm not paid.
Yeah.
So then, if I'm paid, that's like a vacation for me.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I did
Wow.
was like I made up my mind. So I then came up with a website called arangetrams.com because here the Indian dance was doing better than Indian music. So I came up with an idea like that entrepreneurship was also in me. So I thought this will pick up and this will support me financially and then I can do my music. So I did a website called arangetrams.com and then started providing services, orchestral support for the Indian dance. That really did extremely well.
Yeah.
and it's still doing great.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful for God.
So-
So that gave me a boost, and people all over were using my website and my services.
That elevated you up to
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, and then it provided me. Then I found an organization called Indo-American Academy for Classical Music.
Classical music.
So
Yeah. You are the founder, correct?
founder,
Yeah.
president for that. And then that gave me, and then I came up with
And Raman, what does that organization do? Why don't you-
Oh, the
Yeah.
organization is called IAACM in short. It's called Indo-American Academy for Classical Music. It's headquartered in Virginia. So what we do is we provide orchestral support. Like we bring in musicians from India for dance performances. That's basic. And then we started branching out. We do Carnatic music tours, South Indian music tours, North Indian music tours. And then I tour through that. And then we have been doing, we have a facility, and also we have a video studio. So slowly what I did is I also started teaching there in my school. So I established a school. And the other thing which I am doing, which I'm so super thrilled about it, is because I had a very tough time learning this. Because back home in India, learning from great teachers gurus is really a big struggle, because you do this much work, you struggle, you hustle, and then you learn this much. You learn very little for, it's,
For those of us, our listeners who don't necessarily understand that model, what is it?
See, it's not like a very structured teacher-student model. It's not like a structured course like we learn Western music.
Right.
So the typical Indian learning music is you learn privately with a teacher who is like a well-known,
It's like apprenticeship.
Mentor.
like an apprenticeship. And then there is also this Gurukula system, which you go and do some services, do some chores for the guru, and then the guru teaches whenever he can. So that model didn't work for me. I tried that. I tried to stay with my guru, but I was always working, and I did not do it for an extended period of time. But for some reason, I thought I was spending more time running around rather than doing the actual practice, learning actually. So that really pushed me to found a website called carnaticlessons.com, where I have made teaching really accessible. There is a lot of videos. There's 1,000+ videos available. So I built that website. We also have an app for that, which is free to download. And that app also features all my concerts. Wherever I perform, I record it and I upload it so they can watch
cool.
Is that for your students? Because since that you went through that struggle to learn from
now
guru, so you want to make it easier for your students?
Exactly. That's what I made, not only for my students, for anybody who really wants to learn,
Right.
who wants to put in their effort and learn.
Right.
I want to make everything accessible, make things easy for them.
Right,
So that
right.
way, it's not always the traditional. I'm not saying anything wrong, but that's
Right.
the fact. They hold it. They don't want to give, and even if they give it only for their favorite students, or they give it only for their kids, like that. It used to be a big.
And then in that journey, a lot of times kids just quit.
I know so many talented musicians who can be great musicians did not get the opportunity. I don't want that to happen anybody here in the US.
And then sometimes depression, they commit suicide, and sometimes they just
Exactly.
give up and do some other regular jobs.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
right.
So the musician in their heart dies because of all
Right.
these external factors. I don't want that to happen. That's why I found this carnaticlessons.com. I made the app free. So they can see all the performances they can see, and then the actual lesson, I have a subscription model. So people subscribe, and I'm so happy that I have students all over the world.
Very
There are
good.
so many students who subscribe, and every often I get emails and texts like, I'm so thankful that I found a teacher, and
I have
I don't
seen
know how
good
to
comments, yes,
so like that. So
yeah.
I'm really happy about that.
I know that makes you feel great.
It's very, very satisfying.
Very
And,
satisfying.
It's good to have the feedback. You want to know you're giving, right? You want to know
Exactly.
what you're doing. People are taking in there and they're really gaining it.
My other dream is I'm looking for some entrepreneur who likes my work, and then if I get a proper sponsor, I'm thinking of making everything free, to give a free
Right.
education for everybody, make everything free. Right now it's a subscription model, but down the lane, hopefully by God's grace, I find somebody who can. All I need is to find a system where it can run on autopilot, and I make everything free for everybody. That's my goal.
I'm curious about the students you have, at least in North America. Is it a diverse group of students?
Flute is a world instrument. So, but still, the students who learn, because since I play Indian music, I teach Indian music, it's mostly Indian students who learn. But there are many students who come from universities who have learned Western music. There are a lot of Western musicians who learn. So that's, I would say, 80-20.
Is it the Western musicians that find out about this kind of sound when they get to university?
Yeah, they see me perform, or they see
Yeah.
my YouTube videos, or
Yeah.
they see
They
me
just
on
find
the
you first,
internet,
yeah.
and they find me, and then that's how. And they see my Facebook post or something like that, and they come to me.
Yeah, is the bamboo flute is significantly different than the regular metal flute?
Western flute?
Yes.
I would say a lot of things are in common. So I can
Okay.
play the Western flute too.
Right.
I'm not like really that proficient like I am on the bamboo flute, but it is very similar. So the good part is all my students who learn Indian bamboo flute do extremely well on the Western flute in schools. So they are like really, they
Yeah.
take it very well. They
Yeah.
do very well. So it's vice versa. And then if they are learning Western flute, I had some students who learned Western music first, and then they came to me, and then it was so easy for them to pick it up.
So you did bring different kinds of flutes. Do they have different texture? Do they produce different sounds?
Yeah, the general principle is the smaller the flute it gets, the frequency, the higher the frequency.
Okay.
The longer, it's lower.
More warm.
More low
More
bass.
bassy,
Yeah.
okay.
So, but a rag, a melody, I want to see the melody in all its glory, in all its angles. So to feature it in its full glory, I use different flutes. I use finger transpose technique, where you transpose, like in Western music, you transpose your finger and you play all that. That's a new thing in Indian music. Indian music, you don't transpose your finger. You just play one tonic note and you just stick to it. But now I use a lot of finger transpose technique, and I feel that you can give a big picture of the melody.
Yeah. It adds the different flutes, man. They add a very unique characteristic that you can tell when you're switching between each one. It changes your emotional impact of the song.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So the other great thing about the music of India is music and emotion, they go together. So when you are very happy inside your heart, there are certain musical scales, melodies which you play. Immediately it makes you very happy. It makes my heart very happy, and it makes whoever is listening very happy. Bright ragas. So we call it as ragas. So those melodies are very bright, and so we have melody. The great masters have already done all that.
Right.
So there are ragas classified for all emotions. In fact, I have done a CD called Navarasa.
Navarasa, yes.
Navarasa means 9 emotions. So the basic 9 emotions, like happiness, compassion, joyfulness, sorrow, all those, bhayam, you are scared. All those emotions can be brought out beautifully through music, In fact, yeah, I have more. I did
81.
81 albums so far. My
Congratulations.
82nd one is coming out.
Congratulations.
One of my mission is music. You have to play for yourself, of course, but also, like you said before, Mamata, it is for others. Like
Right.
people have to enjoy what you are doing.
Right.
If I'm all the time, if I'm playing for myself and I don't know what's happening, how it is reaching, how it is impacting the
Yeah,
other
exactly,
audience.
yeah. Sometimes music works as a therapy. So sometimes it can uplift people's lives. Yeah,
In fact, I had a great experience. Yesterday's
Yes, share
concert,
with us.
I met one of my friend who was hosting me for yesterday's concert, and I was staying with him, and he shared his experience. He said he lost his sister, and he was in like deep pain, emotionally down and all that. So he got pain all over his body because of that, stress and all that. His neck was hurting. He had
Right,
like
yeah.
severe pain all over. 6 months he was listening to Indian music, and he says everything went.
wow, that's
And
magical.
like that was like
That's
a living.
magical.
So 6 months, and then that's like a therapy. So what happened to complete what I was saying? In this journey, I also found to create new genres. So what I did is, one thing is, I started doing meditation music.
Yes.
Of course, meditation music for meditation was there, but I took my South Indian music and created a lot of albums. In fact, first album, when I was approached by somebody, I was laughing, and I had done quite a bit of CDs, but he said, "Hey, please, can you do me a CD with just your flute?" I said, "It won't sound good. Just flute, it won't be good. Oh, are you kidding me?" No, but he said he was very determined to have a meditation CD in a label from New York.
Yeah.
My first meditation CD, he's a good friend of mine now. His name is Vidura. So he came to me and he said, "Hey, I love your flute, the sound of your flute, and I want some meditation CD to be done just with a flute." I said, "You must be kidding, right? Like I've never done a CD with just flute, and 60 minutes of just playing flute is going to make somebody go crazy." So I said, "No." Then he said, No. I'm offering you this much money. Please do it for me." And I really quoted a very high fee, and I thought he's not going to do it. But he said yes, and I did it. And that became one of the best sellers on iTunes World Music category. It was on the number one World Music category.
Your flute playing is very silky. It really, it's smooth. It's in a way that.
Thank you so much. Yeah. The tone is a hallmark of any musician. Because if you want your music to sound good, what is the beginning spot? The tone should be so attractive.
Yeah.
It is like the finish. How do you like a Ferrari? Because look at the finish.
Right.
It's so
Right.
cool, right?
Right.
So that's what I always work on my tone. I used to work. I was very blessed to learn one of the legendary flute player called Dr. N. Ramani sir. So his tone was amazing. So I learnt a lot. And of course, Hariprasad
Right.
Chaurasia from the
Hariprasad,
best,
yes.
from the northern, his tone
Yes.
is amazing. So tone is everything. So
Yes.
I give a lot of importance, and I'm so happy to hear that you said my tone is silky. That's a big compliment
Yeah.
for me. I love it.
Thank you.
So I did all these genres called meditation music. Now I have done close to 20 meditation CDs, and many of them are like bestsellers, and people write to me, "Oh, my dog sleeps with your music," like that. I feel very happy. I feel very happy when I hear those reviews and all that. So I've done a lot of meditation music. Now the new genre which I'm working is I created a genre called Bollywood jazz.
Okay.
So in fact, I played one of the Bollywood song because Mamata could identify the music very well.
Yes, yeah.
Because
Tu
what
hi
happens,
re.
yeah, what happens is, people from the Indian background, they all listen to this Bollywood.
Right. Yeah.
Bollywood is like in any music, pop music is more popular
More
than
popular.
Western classical
You're
music.
right.
Like classical music, only you have a very thin niche of people, thin bandwidth of
Are
people.
you saying it's more regional?
I
like
think
a
classical
South-
music is very technical, especially South Indian classical music is too technical. And what happens is when the music is very technical, it puts a barrier between the audience and the performer. So you have only, if I do a very top notch concert, I get only 200 people for that. But if I'm playing a Bollywood jazz
Right.
concert, I have 600 people. Like, look
Right.
at that. I have 1,000
Right.
people coming for
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
they are really, they admire the music because I'm playing their favorite songs. So this is my latest project and I'm exploring it. And I find the audience is big and they love it.
You're gonna do amazing.
Oh,
I
thank
trust
you.
you.
What,
Thank you.
What is Bollywood jazz?
So I play a lot of jazz music. Jazz is what? Jazz is improvisational music.
Right.
Jazz is a music which you make people dance. Jazz is a music which connects with the audience, right? So I always wanted to do Indian jazz, Carnatic jazz kind of thing. But what I also love to listen to Bollywood songs, and they're very attractive, and then they make you dance, they make you listen to. See, the quality of the music is if you listen to a song, you want to listen to it again.
Again.
That means that has something, some magic in it, right? And there are great Bollywood songs which you really want to listen. There are beautiful melodies. So what is Bollywood jazz is I take those melodies and I don't play exactly the song as is, because what is the fun in presenting? They might
You
as
put
well,
your inputs
yeah,
there.
they might as well listen to the original song. It is anyway good. So what I do is I take the melodic part of it and people can listen to it, connect with that song, and then I do a lot of improvisation. That's where my classical music training is coming, and that's where my imagination is coming. In fact, I did like one of the songs which I played in the movie, and then I played that song and I sent it to the composer. And he was super thrilled. He said, "Oh my God, I didn't even know that you could do this much to my song." So he was
wow.
very happy,
Yeah.
and then
So are you mixing it up with Carnatic and Bollywood together?
yeah, the music is one thing, and how you color it. It is like
It's-
like
up to
what
you. Yeah, it's-
how do you decorate
you're free
it?
to do it.
Yeah. So what I do is I take these Bollywood tunes, the tunes which I really love, and the tunes which are very catchy, and the tunes which I was listening as like a teenager when I was.
Yeah, there are songs that I've been listening for a decade or over a decade.
Yeah,
Same
and still
songs,
the same
listen
songs
over
are
and
so
over and
good, right?
over. Yeah, never get tired.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm also reorchestrating it. So when you listen to the Bollywood song, it is very widely orchestrated. It has like 50 musicians on it. So I sometimes play with a quartet, with 3 people, with 4 people. I bring out the same. So that's Bollywood jazz. And even say somebody is listening to it who don't know anything about Bollywood. Say I'm playing this song, whatever, Tu Hire,
Yes.
and say somebody in your audience doesn't know anything about
they
the song.
still feel the
Still,
music.
they can enjoy the music. That's
Yeah.
that's Bollywood
Right.
jazz.
That is it. That's us. I just have one last question. What advice would you give to aspiring musicians out there?
Oh, I can give a lot of advice, but one big piece of advice is there will be always depressing time. So the important lesson I learned is don't compare your first chapter with a 50th chapter of somebody. If somebody is very successful and you see them and if you compare, it's very depressing.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
Everybody's struggle is different, and everybody's starting takeoff point is a different takeoff point. It is like comparing yourself on a highway. Somebody is always ahead of you. You
Right.
cannot race and win the race, right? So you don't have to compare with somebody who is very successful. That used to make me very depressed. So, and always you never feel very contented. You always feel the lack of oh, he's making more money than me. He's making more, he's drawing more people than me. Once you start comparing, you lose the fun of it.
That's a phenomenal advice right there.
So you just believe in you. You run your own race.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
do your own
Perfect,
race, and
yeah.
you run your own race, and don't give. If you have a strong conviction, that determination that you are going to make it, God will give you 1,000 ways to make it. If you don't, if you don't make that first step, then it's not going to happen. If you, no matter what, during the, I have had months without gigs. More than 6 months, I was not doing any gig, and it is very depressing for a musician to not go out and play.
Yeah.
You know you're good, but if you're playing and practicing, and you don't have any gig, it's very depressing. Only a musician can understand how depressing it is. But even at that times, you figure out a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Find a lot of ways to succeed.
I'm tearing a little bit because it's really hit me. It's like you spoke for me.
I have somebody told me this in one of the jazz circles. The sweetest songs are the ones which carry saddest meanings. So for me, I think a musician has to suffer and go through so that your music really brings out all that,
That
reflects
makes you
that.
true artist.
Yeah,
That makes you true artist.
So a little bit of suffering is good.
Yeah, but I think as long as anyone progress, that's important.
exactly.
If you have a strong willingness, willpower, and you're gonna progress.
Exactly. All you have to do is like contemplate and look yourself. Did I do better than yesterday, or am I going back? That's what. If I'm doing a little bit better than yesterday, then I'm moving in the right direction. That's
You're
what
moving
you have to do.
forward. Yes. All right.
Flute Raman, thank you so much for coming on Music Mash Tun. This has been a really enlightening and just a great conversation. Mamata, congratulations on your first big interview on here. I think you did a great job.
Amazing.
So-
It's a pleasure. I feel honored.
Thank you so much. Same here. I just enjoyed talking to you and to your listeners.
Where can people find out more about you? I know you mentioned the app, you mentioned the school. Why don't you just...
Yeah, my website is called ramankalyan.com, RAMANKALYAN. And also the teaching website is called Carnatic Lessons. So, and then the other thing which I do is Indian dance. It's called arangetrams.com. So if you look one of the websites, even if you Google me, you will find my pages on
Right.
Wikipedia and
Amazing.
all that.
Perfect. I want to thank everyone out there for listening to another episode of Music Mash Tun. Music Mash Tun brought to you by Round Guys Brewing Company on Round Guys Radio. You can find out more about Round Guys Radio on Facebook.com/Round Guys Radio. Find us wherever you find your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, anywhere out there. And definitely, if you have a moment, give us a rating and a review. It really does help. And you can also find out more about Round Guys Brewing Company, the Glenside Ale House, Lansdale Brewery we have up here, and the Underground, and hear more about the events we have coming up just by going to undergroundlansdale.com or roundguysbrewery.com or facebook.com/roundguys. And that's about it. Mamata, thank you so much. Flute Raman, this has been really a great pleasure.
Thank you
for
so
being
much.
on
I
here.
appreciate it. Thanks
Yeah,
for
this is
having me.
great. Thank you.